Ambassador Kim walked through the bright halls of the Galactic Station. The walls were made of clear crystal that showed the stars outside. Today was the annual gift day when all the different alien species gave presents to each other. It was supposed to make everyone friends. Kim smiled as she watched the other species. The tall, blue Zenthari brought glowing rocks that sang soft songs. The water-breathing Merthak had tanks full of beautiful sculptures that moved like waves. The insect-like Trilaxians offered small devices that played music no human ear could hear. Earth always brought animals. For 50 years, it had been their tradition. The galaxy loved Earth's creatures. At least they used to. Kim carried a small cage with 2 fluffy puppies inside. They were golden retrievers, the friendliest dogs on Earth. She had spent months training them. They could sit, stay, and even do tricks. The puppies wagged their tails at everyone who walked by. Ambassador Kim, a voice called. She turned to see Ambassador Corvani approaching. The Corvani looked like giant mantis insects, but they were peaceful traders. They had 6 thin arms and 4 large black eyes. This particular Corvani was named Zik, and he had always been kind to humans. "Hello Zik," Kim said warmly. "I have wonderful puppies for your colony this year. They're very smart and loving. Your children will." "No," Zik said quickly. His 4 eyes looked away from her. "We cannot accept Earth animals anymore." Kim felt confused. "But you loved the rabbits we gave you before. You said they were cute." Zik's eyes darted around nervously. "That was different. Please understand we respect Earth very much. But no animals. No more animals ever." Before Kim could ask why, Zik hurried away on his 6 thin legs. Kim stood there holding the puppy cage. The dogs whined softly, sensing something was wrong. This was strange. The Corvani had never rejected Earth gifts before. She walked to the Trilaxian section of the station. The Trilaxians were small and looked like singing grasshoppers. They had always loved Earth's birds. "Ambassador Trill," Kim called to their leader. The small alien turned. Her wings buzzed nervously when she saw Kim. "Oh, hello, human Kim. I brought some beautiful songbirds this year," Kim said, holding up another cage with colorful finches inside. "They can learn your music and sing along with your choirs." Trill's wings buzzed faster. "No, no, no. We do not want Earth birds. We do not want any Earth creatures." "But why?" Kim asked. "You always said our birds had the most beautiful voices." "They do," Trill admitted. "Too beautiful. Too dangerous. Please, we must go prepare for ceremony." Trill flew away quickly, leaving Kim even more confused. Kim spent the next hour walking around the station. She approached the Merthak, the water people who lived in large tanks. They had always wanted dolphins and whales. But Ambassador Splash rejected her offer of trained dolphins with fear in his large fish eyes. The Plutarians, who were rock creatures, said no to her offer of Earth lizards that could live in hot places. The Zarathi survivors, who looked like walking ant colonies, actually hissed when she mentioned any Earth insects. Every single species was saying no to Earth animals. This had never happened before. Kim sat down on a bench in the main hall. The puppies in her cage looked sad. They didn't understand why no one wanted to pet them. Other ambassadors walked by with their gifts. Crystals, metals, art, technology. But no one stopped to look at Earth's animals. "This is very strange," she said to herself. A young human scientist named Dr. Park walked up to her. Park worked at the station as a translator. "Having trouble?" Park asked, sitting down next to Kim. "Everyone is rejecting our animals," Kim said. "Every species. They won't even tell me why. They just say no and run away." Park nodded slowly. "I've been hearing whispers. Something about biological incidents. The aliens won't talk about it around humans, but they talk to each other." "What kind of incidents?" Kim asked. "I don't know," Park said. "But I've seen some of the older aliens look scared when they see Earth animals. Really scared. Like they're looking at weapons, not pets." Kim stared at her puppies. They were sleeping peacefully in their cage. How could anyone be scared of them? "There's something else," Park said quietly. "I heard 2 Zenthari talking yesterday. They mentioned something called the Rabbit War. When they saw me listening, they stopped talking and left." "The Rabbit War?" Kim repeated. "What could that mean?" "I think we need to find out," Park said. "Something happened that made the entire galaxy afraid of Earth animals. And whatever it was bad enough that they're all keeping it secret from us." Kim looked around the hall. All the alien species were avoiding the human section. They gave their gifts to each other, but none came near Earth's animals. For the first time in 50 years, Earth would give no gifts at the ceremony. And Kim didn't know why. "Help me investigate this," she said to Park. We need to find out what happened. The future of Earth's relationships with the galaxy might depend on it. Park nodded. I'll start looking through the old diplomatic files tonight. Kim picked up the puppy cage. The dogs woke up and wagged their tails hopefully. She felt sorry for them. They would have to go back to Earth without finding new homes. But first she would find out why the galaxy had suddenly become afraid of Earth's animals. There was a mystery here and she intended to solve it. Dr. Park sat in the dark archives room of the Galactic Station. Thousands of old files floated in blue light above her desk. She had been searching for 3 hours, looking for anything about Earth animals and problems. Computer, show me all files about Earth gifts from 20 years ago, she said. New files appeared. Most were boring reports about trade and diplomacy. But one file was marked with red warning signs. It was labeled Verdani Incident Classification Level 7. Park's hands shook as she opened it. Level 7 meant it was one of the worst disasters in galactic history. The file began with a video message from Ambassador Lee, who had worked before Kim. Lee looked happy and excited. Day 1 of the Verdani Agricultural Exchange, Lee said in the video. Today we're giving the Verdani people 6 pairs of Earth rabbits. They requested small animals that could produce protein for their farms. Rabbits are perfect. They're gentle, they eat plants, and they make babies quickly to provide food. Park paused the video. She knew rabbits made babies quickly, but she had never thought about what that meant on another planet. The video continued. The Verdani are such wonderful people. They live slowly and peacefully. They only have babies every 10 years, so they think our rabbits will be a great help. They're putting them on their main continent, Verdani Prime. It has the best grass and plenty of room. Park fast-forwarded through months of reports. Everything seemed fine at first. The rabbits were healthy. The Verdani were happy. Then she reached a report from Ambassador Choi, who had replaced Lee. Month 6 report, Choi said. His face looked worried. The rabbit population has grown faster than expected. We now count approximately 200 rabbits on Verdani Prime. The Verdani are pleased with the protein production. Park kept reading. Month 9, 800 rabbits. Month 12, 3,000 rabbits. Month 15, 12,000 rabbits. Month 18 emergency report, Choi said in a panicked video. We have a serious problem. The rabbit population is now over 50,000. They're eating all the grass on the continent. The Verdani government is asking for help, but they don't understand how serious this is. Park found a report from a Verdani scientist named Gentle Leaf. The Verdani had names that sounded like nature words when translated. The small earth creatures eat all day and all night, Gentle Leaf wrote. Our plants cannot grow fast enough to feed them. We tried to move the creatures to other areas, but they run away and come back. We do not understand why they make so many babies so quickly. This is not natural to us. Park realized the problem. The Verdani were herbivores like Earth's cows or sheep. They ate plants slowly and had very few babies. Their world had never had fast-breeding animals that ate everything. They had no predators, no diseases to control animal populations, and no experience with ecological disasters. She found a video report from month 24. Ambassador Choi looked sick. The rabbit population is now estimated at 2 million, he said. They have eaten all the grass on Verdani Prime. They're starting to eat the trees. The Verdani are beginning to understand that this is a crisis, but their government moves very slowly. They need to make decisions in committees that take months to form. Park kept reading. The reports got worse and worse. Month 30, 10 million rabbits. The trees on Verdani Prime were dying. The rabbits had learned to eat bark, leaves, and roots. Native animals were starting to starve because there was no food left. Month 36, 50 million rabbits. They had spread to other continents by swimming and hiding on Verdani transport ships. 3 native plant species had gone extinct. Month 42, 200 million rabbits. The Verdani had finally declared a planetary emergency, but they didn't know what to do. They were a peaceful species that had never fought a war, even against animals. Park found a report that made her stomach hurt. A Verdani leader named Softwing had written, "We tried to catch the Earth creatures, but there are too many. We tried to build fences, but they dig under them. We asked them politely to stop eating our plants, but they do not understand our language. We do not know how to fight creatures that make babies so fast." The final report was from month 48. Ambassador Yoon, who had replaced Choi, looked defeated. The Verdani have made the hardest decision in their history, Yoon said. They are going to use orbital weapons to burn the entire continent of Verdani Prime. It's the only way to stop the rabbits from destroying their whole planet. Park watched a video of the orbital bombardment. Bright lights fell from space onto the green continent. Where the lights touched, everything burned. Plants, animals, and billions of rabbits died in minutes. The operation was successful, Yoon continued. But the cost was terrible. Verdani Prime, their most beautiful continent, is now a burned wasteland. It will take 100 years to grow back. The Verdani people are traumatized. They call it the Great Rabbit War, the first war their species ever fought. Park found the final file. It was a letter from the Verdani government to Earth. We thank Earth for trying to help us, it said. But we never want to see Earth creatures again. Your animals are too dangerous for peaceful worlds. Please warn other species about the fast-breeding nature of Earth life. Park closed the files and sat in the dark. Earth's innocent gift of cute, fluffy rabbits had almost destroyed an entire planet. No wonder the galaxy was afraid of Earth animals now. She had to tell Ambassador Kim what she had found. Dr. Park rushed to find Ambassador Kim the next morning. Kim was sitting in her office, still confused about why all the alien species had rejected Earth's animals. I found something terrible, Park said, breathing hard from running. The rabbit incident was just the beginning. Kim looked up from her desk. What do you mean? Park activated her computer screen. I spent all night searching through old diplomatic files. The rabbits on Verdani were not the only disaster. Earth animals have been causing problems across the galaxy for decades. She pulled up a file marked Zenthari incident 15 years ago. Remember when we gave house cats to the Zenthari? Park asked. Kim nodded. Of course. They wanted small companions for their children. Cats are perfect pets. Look at this report from Communications Officer Lee, Park said. The screen showed a young human man who looked very worried. Month 6 report from Zenthari Prime, Lee said. The cats are doing well, but there's a small problem. They keep hunting the local birds. The Zenthari say it's natural behavior and not to worry. Park fast-forwarded through the months. Month 12, the cats have killed most of the small birds on Zenthari Prime. Month 18, 3 native bird species are extinct. Month 24, the cats are now hunting the crystal beetles that the Zenthari need for their technology. Kim watched in horror as the reports continued. The house cats had multiplied and become wild. They lived in the crystal caves where the Zenthari built their cities. The cats were perfect hunters, but the Zenthari world had no predators that could hunt cats. The Zenthari had to call in military units, Park explained. They still hunt wild Earth cats with laser weapons. Their children can't play outside anymore because the cats attack anything that moves. Kim put her head in her hands. But they're just cats. House cats. To us, yes, Park said. But on alien worlds they're perfect killing machines. Park opened another file. This one is worse. The Merthak incident from 10 years ago. The screen showed an underwater city with beautiful bubble buildings. Fish-like aliens swam between the structures gracefully. We gave them dolphins, Kim remembered. They wanted to study intelligent sea life. The dolphins were too intelligent, Park said grimly. Look at this report from Ambassador Choi. Choi appeared on screen, speaking from inside a water-filled room. The dolphins have learned the Merthak language in just 3 months, he said. They're actually better at it than most Merthak children. This is causing some problems. Park showed Kim more reports. The dolphins had quickly proven they were smarter than the Merthak in many ways. They solved puzzles faster, learned new skills quicker, and even started teaching the Merthak better ways to build their cities. The entire Merthak civilization fell into depression, Park explained. They had always believed they were the most intelligent water species in the galaxy. When Earth dolphins proved to be smarter, it broke their confidence. Their whole society stopped working. Kim watched videos of sad Merthak floating listlessly in their cities. They had stopped building, stopped creating art, stopped having children. The dolphins tried to help, but that only made things worse. Half the Merthak population moved to isolated deep ocean areas where they couldn't see the dolphins, Park continued. They call it the intelligence crisis. Their civilization still hasn't recovered. This can't be real, Kim whispered. There's more, Park said. She opened the worst file of all. The Zarathi incident from 8 years ago. Kim knew about the Zarathi. They were hive-minded aliens who lived like intelligent ant colonies. They had millions of individuals but shared one group mind. We gave them Earth ants, Kim said slowly. They requested them specifically. They wanted to study another hive species. It was the worst mistake in galactic diplomatic history, Park said. The file showed videos of Zarathi cities. They were beautiful underground complexes with millions of tunnel passages. The Zarathi moved through them in perfect coordination, sharing thoughts and working together. Month 3 report, said Ambassador Song in the video. The Earth ants are adapting well to Zarathi tunnels. They seem to be learning from watching the Zarathi work. Park fast-forwarded. Month 6, the ants have learned to copy Zarathi pheromone signals. Month 9, the ants are interfering with Zarathi communication by sending false messages. Kim watched in growing horror. The Earth ants were not just living in Zarathi cities. They were taking them over. The ants reproduced faster than the Zarathi, Park explained. They learned the Zarathi language of chemical signals. Then they started giving orders to the Zarathi, pretending to be part of the hive mind. The videos showed Zarathi workers following commands from Earth ants, thinking the orders came from their own leaders. The ants directed the Zarathi to build tunnels that favored ant colonies. They made the Zarathi bring food that ants preferred. Within 2 years the ants controlled 3 entire Zarathi worlds, Park continued. The Zarathi couldn't tell the difference between ant commands and their own thoughts. They had to abandon their homeworld. Kim saw the final video. Millions of Zarathi fleeing their beautiful underground cities. Behind them, Earth ants swarmed through the tunnels they now owned. The Zarathi are refugees now, Park said quietly. Earth ants have built a technological civilization in their stolen cities. The ants even learned to use Zarathi tools and machines. Kim stared at the screen. We destroyed their entire civilization with common garden ants. Every Earth animal gift became a disaster, Park said. Each time we thought we were giving harmless pets or helpful creatures. But on alien worlds they became something else entirely. Kim finally understood why the galaxy feared Earth animals. To humans they were normal. But to alien worlds with different evolution, different ecosystems, and different biology, Earth creatures were like biological weapons. How many species have we hurt? Kim asked. Park pulled up a long list. 43 separate incidents over 50 years. Every species that accepted Earth animals had some kind of ecological or social disaster. Kim realized that Earth's reputation across the galaxy was not as a friendly species that gave cute pets. Earth was seen as a dangerous world that created biological weapons and gave them away as gifts. The galaxy had learned to fear Earth animals and now Kim understood why. Commander Shin was working late in the communication center of the Galactic Station. As Earth's chief security officer, she monitored all diplomatic messages between species. Most nights were quiet, but tonight felt different. Her computer screen flashed with an urgent message. It was coded in the old diplomatic language that most humans couldn't read. But Shin had studied alien languages for 20 years. The message was from the Zenthari to the Corvani. It was short: confirm your species vote on the Earth quarantine proposal. The deadline is in 6 days. Shin's blood went cold. Earth quarantine proposal? What was that? She quickly searched through all the recent diplomatic communications. Hidden in coded messages between species, she found pieces of something terrible. The Merthak had sent a message to the Trilaxians. Our scientists agree that Earth organisms are Class A biological hazards. The Plutarians had written to the Zarathi survivors. The quarantine zone around Earth's solar system should extend to 3 light-years to be safe. Shin's hands shook as she realized what she was reading. The alien species were planning to quarantine Earth. They wanted to trap humanity in their own solar system, never allowing them to leave or bring any Earth life to other worlds. She ran to find Ambassador Kim and Dr. Park. They were still in Kim's office, reviewing the files about Earth animals causing disasters. We have a bigger problem, Shin said, bursting through the door. The galaxy is voting to quarantine Earth in 6 days. Kim looked up in shock. What do you mean quarantine? Shin activated her portable computer and showed them the coded messages. I've been monitoring alien communications. They've filed a joint petition to isolate Earth completely. No travel, no trade, no contact. Park leaned forward to read the messages. How many species are involved? I count references from 43 different species so far, Shin said. This isn't just a few angry aliens. This is almost the entire galaxy. Kim felt sick. Do they say why? Shin pulled up more files. I found part of the official petition. Listen to this. The planet Earth produces organisms of unprecedented biological danger. Earth species show extreme adaptability, aggressive reproduction, and resistance to all natural controls. Furthermore, humans consistently fail to recognize the lethal nature of their own biology, making them unreliable partners in biological safety. The 3 women sat in silence for a moment. Kim finally spoke. They think we're too dangerous to exist in the galaxy. It gets worse, Shin continued. I found a scientific report that was sent to all major species. It lists examples of Earth organisms that have caused problems we never even knew about. She read from the document, Earth bacteria discovered on the trade ship Zenthari Glory consumed the hull material, forcing emergency landing. Earth fungal spores from a diplomatic gift grew inside Corvani breathing apparatus, killing 3 individuals. Earth plant seeds in Trilaxian soil produced toxic chemicals that poisoned an entire agricultural district. Park stared at the screen. We never heard about any of this. Because they stopped telling us, Shin explained. Every time Earth life caused a problem, they just handled it quietly and didn't invite us to more events. They've been documenting our biological attacks for decades. Kim read more of the petition. Earth insects adapt to alien atmospheres within single generations. Earth mammals show problem-solving abilities that disrupt established ecosystems. Earth microorganisms survive in conditions that should be lethal, then multiply beyond control. They're not wrong, Park said quietly. Life on Earth is incredibly tough compared to most alien worlds. We evolved in a violent, competitive environment. Most alien species evolved in stable, peaceful environments. Shin found the most frightening part of the document. Here's the worst section. Earth humans appear genuinely unaware of their biological weaponry. They offer deadly organisms as gifts of friendship, seemingly without understanding the consequences. This makes them the most dangerous species in known space, not because they are evil but because they are ignorant of their own destructive power. Kim felt angry and helpless at the same time. So they want to lock us away forever because our animals are too good at surviving? The quarantine would be complete, Shin explained. No Earth ships allowed beyond our solar system. No alien ships allowed to land on Earth. Any Earth life found on alien worlds would be destroyed immediately. We would be completely isolated. Park pulled up a timeline on her computer. When is the vote happening? In 6 days, Shin said. At the Grand Assembly. Every major species gets 1 vote. Earth doesn't even know there's going to be a vote. Kim realized the horrible truth. We're going to be quarantined and Earth's government doesn't know it's happening. By the time the news reaches Earth, it will already be decided. How many votes do they need? Park asked. Shin checked the galactic laws on her computer. 2/3 majority of all member species. That's about 60 votes out of 90 species. And how many are supporting the quarantine? Kim asked. From what I can tell from the communications, at least 70 species are planning to vote yes, Shin said. Some are afraid of Earth life. Others are angry about past incidents. Some just don't want to risk any more problems. Kim stood up and paced around her office. Can we stop this? I don't know, Shin admitted. The vote is in 6 days. Even if we send a message to Earth right now, it would take 3 days to reach them. Then they would need time to prepare a response. There's no way Earth's government can organize a defense in time. Park looked at the list of species voting for quarantine. Almost everyone we've ever given animals to is on this list. Plus their allies and trading partners. We need to think of something, Kim said. If this vote passes, humanity will be trapped in our solar system forever. We'll never explore the galaxy again. We'll never trade with alien species. We'll be completely alone. Shin nodded grimly. And the worst part is, they're probably right to be afraid of us. We really are dangerous, even if we don't mean to be. The 3 women realized they had less than a week to save humanity's future in the galaxy. Ambassador Kim paced around her office for hours, thinking desperately. In 5 days the galaxy would vote to quarantine Earth forever. She, Dr. Park, and Commander Shin had tried every idea they could think of, but nothing seemed good enough. We could try to argue that Earth animals aren't really dangerous, Park suggested weakly. But they are dangerous, Kim replied. Everything in that petition is true. Our animals do destroy alien ecosystems. Our bacteria do eat their ships. We really are a biological hazard. Shin looked up from her computer. What if we don't fight the quarantine at all? Kim stared at her. What do you mean? I mean, what if we agree with them? Shin said slowly. What if we say, yes, Earth life is dangerous, and that's exactly why you need us? Park frowned. I don't understand. Shin stood up and walked to the window that showed the stars outside. Think about it. The galaxy is full of peaceful species that evolved on safe worlds. They don't know how to fight. They don't know how to deal with dangerous biology. But we do. Kim felt a spark of hope. Keep talking. Every report says Earth life is tough, adaptable, and aggressive, Shin continued. Those aren't just bad things. Those are exactly the qualities you want when you're fighting against real enemies. Park's eyes widened. You mean like if hostile aliens attack the galaxy? Exactly, Shin said. The galaxy has been peaceful for thousands of years. But what happens when they meet something truly dangerous from outside? Something that wants to hurt them. Kim began to understand. They would need weapons that are as tough and aggressive as the threat. And what's the toughest, most aggressive biology in the known galaxy? Shin asked with a smile. Earth biology, Park whispered. Kim felt excitement growing in her chest. We don't fight the quarantine. We offer to control it ourselves. We become the galaxy's biological defense force. The three women worked all night to prepare their proposal. By morning they had a plan that could save humanity's future. 5 days later, Kim stood in the great assembly hall of the Galactic Station. Representatives from 90 different species filled the enormous room. The air buzzed with alien languages as they prepared to vote on Earth's quarantine. The Zenthari speaker, a tall blue alien named High Crystal, called for order. We gather to vote on the Earth quarantine proposal. Before voting begins, Earth has requested to speak. Kim walked to the center of the hall. Around her, hundreds of alien eyes watched with suspicion and fear. She could see the Verdani representatives, still traumatized by the rabbit disaster. The Zarathi survivors looked at her with anger. The Merthak delegation seemed depressed just from seeing a human. Honored representatives, Kim began, I will not argue that Earth is safe. You are right to fear our biology. Surprised murmurs filled the hall. They had expected her to defend Earth, not agree with them. Earth life is dangerous, Kim continued. Our animals destroy your ecosystems. Our bacteria consume your technology. Our plants poison your soil. Every word in your petition is true. High Crystal looked confused. Then you accept the quarantine? No, Kim said firmly. I propose something better. The galaxy should not quarantine Earth. The galaxy should use Earth. The hall erupted in angry voices. Several species shouted that humans were insane. Others demanded security remove her from the hall. Kim raised her voice above the noise. Listen to me. You call us dangerous because we survived on a violent world. But what happens when you meet something more violent? What happens when real enemies attack the peaceful galaxy? The hall grew quieter. Species that had never fought wars began to think about her words. Your reports say Earth bacteria can eat alien hull materials, Kim continued. Imagine using that against enemy ships. You say Earth insects adapt to any atmosphere. Imagine releasing them on enemy worlds. You say Earth mammals are too good at problem solving. Imagine them planning defense strategies. Dr. Park stepped forward with a portable screen. We propose the creation of the Galactic Biological Defense Council. Earth will provide controlled biological solutions for galactic security. Every Earth organism will be tested and monitored by joint human-alien scientific teams. Commander Shin added, Earth's biological weapons will be studied in secure facilities on isolated planets. We will develop planetary defense systems using carefully controlled Earth life. No Earth organism will be released without approval from multiple species. Kim saw that some representatives were listening carefully now. We are not asking you to trust us blindly. We are asking you to use our dangerous biology as a tool for protecting the peaceful galaxy. The Corvani representative, Zik, raised one of his thin arms. What if Earth organisms escape control again? Then you have multiple species watching us, Kim replied. Alien scientists who understand your ecosystems will work with human biologists who understand Earth life. We will share all knowledge and accept all oversight. An old Trilaxian named Ancient Song spoke up. What benefit does this give Earth? We continue to be part of the galactic community, Kim said. Earth supplies biology and aliens supply oversight. We work together instead of being isolated. High Crystal called for discussion. For hours, species debated the proposal. Some were still afraid. Others saw the potential benefits. The Plutarians pointed out that Earth bacteria might be able to clean up toxic worlds. The Corvani suggested that Earth plants might be able to grow food in difficult environments. Finally, High Crystal called for the vote. All in favor of the Earth Biological Defense Council proposal? Kim held her breath as the votes were counted. 62 species voted yes. 23 voted no. 5 abstained. The proposal passed. 6 months later, Dr. Park stood in the new Biological Solutions Laboratory on Research Station Alpha. Through the window she could see Earth scientists working with alien researchers. They were developing mushrooms that could break down toxic waste for the Plutarians. In another lab, Earth bacteria were being trained to clean radiation from contaminated worlds. The ceremony hall was full of species representatives again, but this time they were smiling. Earth no longer brought gifts of dangerous animals. Instead, they brought biological solutions to galactic problems. Commander Shin watched Earth ravens being trained to carry messages between species that couldn't use standard communication technology. Ambassador Kim presented a new project using Earth plants to produce medicine for alien diseases. The galaxy had learned that Earth's dangerous biology was not something to fear, but something to respect and use carefully. Humanity had found its place in the galaxy not as dangerous outcasts, but as valuable partners in biological defense. Earth animals were still too dangerous to give as gifts, but Earth life had become the galaxy's most important resource for staying safe in a dangerous universe.